We're going to go over a little bit of just mobility. With that mobility screen, it just sees if there's any areas of concern when it comes to like actually putting you under load. So if you have poor shoulder mobility, that might be a problem when it comes to snatching, when it comes to clean and jerking. Same thing with like ankle mobility. When it comes to squatting, that might be something that we need to look at. From there, then we'll go ahead and have you just go through the snatch and clean and jerk. Work up to maybe like 70% of your max if you know what your maxes are. Something that just feels moderately heavy. And then pretty much you're going to lift as if I'm not here, and if I see any little technical cues, I'm going to like, make a interjection, but I'll just be taking notes to see where you're at, and then that gives us a good idea when it comes to your warm-up, as well as what level you're going to start on when it comes to using our levels program. So, cool. But first, we usually send people a questionnaire to get a little info about you. We did not send you a questionnaire, so what are some of your goals?
Shoot. I mean, I've always wanted to snatch 100K.
Okay.
I mean, those are my big goals as far as like specifically towards the sport. Okay. And just, I don't know, get big.
Get big, all right. Everyone wants to get big, yeah. What are your current maxes, snatch and clean and jerk?
So I actually started running for a little bit. So I got small and I got weak. So I guess my lifetime PRs are 95 snatch. What's 260?
260, it's like 117.
So 117 clean and jerk.
Any major injuries or concerns?
No, luckily, knock on wood, never been injured.
Awesome.
I do have really bad ankle mobility, I would say that right.
Okay, perfect. We'll go ahead and look at that in the assessment. And then any barriers to training, girlfriend, relationship, job?
Yeah, so I'm a swim coach at DePaul University. So getting over here is going to be tricky, and it's probably going to be a little inconsistent.
Yeah.
We have a pretty nice fitness facility. We have shitty bars. They're like 30 mil or something.
Right, so.
But I can squat and I can do a lot of strength stuff there. But yeah, consistency of getting in here is going to be my biggest weakness.
Awesome, not a problem. We can work around that. So again, like I said, the first part of the assessment, we're just going to go over some mobility stuff. So we'll have that done barefoot, like in socks is just fine. But we'll go ahead and start on the turf. So I'll have you slide out of your flip-flops. And then have you ever done something similar to like an FMS, like a functional movement screen?
Not really.
Not really? All right, so this is essentially what we're going to do. It's got a little bit of that, but it takes it a little bit further. So we're going to start with this PVC pipe, place it on our head just like so. We're going to make sure that our elbows and shoulders are at 90 degrees. And then from there, we're going to press out. Straight arms all the way through. When it comes to the squat stance, we want to make sure that our feet are forward, and then we're going to squat as comfortably as we can, as far as we can. So just here, squat as low as you can, as comfortably as you can. I'm going to get like a mental snapshot from the front, side, and the back, and then I'll take some notes, and then we'll see from there. All right?
So this here?
Yep, that looks good, Jim. Go ahead and press out, and then we'll go ahead and squat. Good. And up. Go ahead and squat one more time. Nice. Hand up. And then one more time. Go ahead and squat. Good, excellent, Jim, and up. All right, go ahead and relax. I'm gonna grab something to help elevate your heels real quick, just to see if that ankle mobility is the problem. We like overhead squat just because it's a global determiner of like mobility. Yeah. So it gives us a good idea of like everything that's going on, and then from there we can break it down from there. So we're gonna do the same exact thing, but now you're just gonna have your heels on those black pads. There you go, so that looks good. Yep, go ahead and squat for me. Excellent, and up one more time. And we'll do that one more time. Good, perfect, and up. Nice.
So I was always into strength and conditioning when I was a swimmer. And I just got into lifting videos. I think that's what it was. And when I was a freshman at Grand Valley, I got into lifting videos. And then, I just was in YouTube rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I think I stumbled across Cal Strength videos.
Yep.
And I was like, this is tight.
Yeah.
This seems tight.
That seems like what a lot of people do is they either come from like a CrossFit background where they're like, oh, I like the Olympic weightlifting portion of CrossFit better than I do like the conditioning. Yeah. Or they just like stumble upon it from, previously doing power cleans. They're like, oh, there's more to than just power cleans. So
yeah, kind of.
Yeah, the next thing we're gonna do is a shoulder mobility test and then an ankle mobility test. We'll go to the wall to do that. What year did you graduate from Grand Valley?
2015.
2015. Did you know a kid named Ryan Stokes, the kicker for the football team? No.
They kind of did their own thing.
Yeah, so
good amount of athletes. But.
Yeah, so Ryan Stokes, he actually kicked for Grand Valley State, and he was like from the same area that I was from. So.
Where are you from?
Northwest Indiana, Munster.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with our heels, butt, upper back and head against the wall. We're gonna have our arms nice and long, thumbs forward. And then from there, you're just gonna bring your arms as far as you can, as comfortably as you can, just like that. All right, we'll do that twice. There you go. And then you're just gonna come straight up. Perfect. We'll do that one more time. Excellent, nice job. All right, the next test we're gonna do since we're here by the wall is going to be our ankle mobility test. So we'll start as if we're getting into a lunge position, as if we're gonna push the wall, right? We'll start with our foot about a ½ inch off the wall, then we're gonna drive our knee, if we can touch the wall, with our heels flat on the ground. We're then gonna slide our foot back a little bit more, about ½ inch to an inch each time. Then we're gonna go as far as we can until we can't drive our knee to the wall without having our heel come off the floor.
Okay, so start with our right foot?
Yep, start with the right foot, and then we'll go left foot after that. There you go. Looks good, Jim, perfect.
That's too far right?
There you go, good. And then we'll go ahead and scoot further back. There you go. Let's go 1 more inch or a ½ inch, and then we'll see. There we go. That's about it right there. We'll go ahead and switch sides. Good, Jim. Good. We'll go ahead about a ½ inch after that and just see. Excellent, perfect. All right. Yeah, so we jokingly say that we are the tallest weightlifting team in the Midwest. Dan German's 6'7", I'm 6'3". I think the average of our heavier lifters, like our 94s to 105 plus, they're all over 6 foot. So, yeah.
You like the challenge, eh?
Yeah, we do like the challenge. So we always joke that we have the tallest weightlifting team in the state, and we'll probably have the skinniest weightlifting team at American Open Series 3.
You're saying you guys had like 20-something qualified?
Yeah, 20 to 30, so it's pretty good, yeah. All right, Jim, we'll go ahead and put our lifters on, and then we'll go ahead and grab a barbell, hop on a platform, warm up as needed. You know, we'll start with snatch first, and then like I said, we're just gonna work up to like a moderately challenging single today, so which will probably be about 70% of your max, so. Yep. So pretty much with the assessment process, we go through a mobility screen to see where you lack mobility or if there's any areas of concern when it comes to potential injuries. Again, it doesn't predict the fact that it doesn't predict the chance that you will have an injury, but it's a good indicator there for safety when it comes to like throwing a barbell overhead or squatting, that if you lack mobility in this area, it might be a detriment to when it comes to actually training. So we like to know ahead of time going into the actual lifting portion what mobility issues you may have. We do an overhead squat test, which shows a global screen of shoulder mobility, hip, ankle mobility, and then from there we break it down either into shoulder and ankle specific to see where exactly that overhead squat test is lacking. And once we do that, we have our client warm up a little bit, and then go ahead and go through a snatch warm up, work up to a moderately heavy snatch for the day, and then also do the clean and jerk warm up, and then work up to a moderately heavy clean and jerk. When I say moderately heavy, I'm talking about like 70% or until there's a technical breakdown where as coaching staff will interject and correct anything.
All right, so good little midday session today with weightlifting. Had a lot of good things going on. We had an assessment happening. We had a new trial happening, so somebody's first session in. And then we had some lifters that are prepping for the AO Series 3. Today's their heaviest day. So really just a good, well-rounded view of the very beginning of the process to somebody that's been in the process for up to 1 to 2 years. So like a lot of people think like when you go to Lift Lab, you're not an experienced lifter, you're not an Olympian, so you can't train there. So we have people that come in, never weightlifted before, and they come in, they get assessed, they try it out, and next thing you know, we get them on the path and in the process in order to learn, in order to better themselves in the sport.